four childhood friends, Alex, Sarah, Mark, and Emily, decided to reunite for a camping trip in the heart of a dense, mysterious forest. They had always cherished the memories of their adventures together, and this trip was meant to rekindle their bond and create new memories to last a lifetime. As they set up camp, an old local man approached them, warning them about the forest's ancient curse. He spoke of a vengeful spirit that had haunted the woods for over 2,000 years, seeking retribution for a terrible injustice committed against it long ago. The friends brushed off the warning, dismissing it as a fairy tale meant to scare children. As night fell, the campfire crackled, and laughter filled the air. But deep within the forest, an ethereal presence stirred. Unseen eyes watched the friends from the shadows, and a chilling wind rattled the leaves. Emily caught glimpses of fleeting apparitions, but her friends attributed it to her imagination. In the middle of the night, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence, jolting the friends awake. Mark had vanished from his tent without a trace. Panic-stricken, they searched frantically, but there was no sign of him. Fear began to gnaw at their hearts, and doubts about the legend crept into their minds. As the night wore on, each of them experienced terrifying nightmares. Sarah dreamt of a figure in tattered robes beckoning her towards a dark abyss, while Alex felt a cold hand clutching his throat, suffocating him. Emily's nightmare was the worst. She saw Mark's lifeless eyes staring at her from within a pool of murky water. The following day, Emily discovered ancient symbols etched into the trees around the campsite, similar to those the old man had mentioned in his tale. They were sure the curse was real now, and the haunting they had brushed off before was becoming too tangible to ignore. As dusk approached, they heard eerie whispers that seemed to echo from all directions. The forest seemed to close in on them, suffocating and malevolent. Fearing for their lives and desperate to break the curse, the friends ventured deep into the forest, following the trail of strange symbols. As they reached the heart of the woods, they found a crumbling, ancient shrine. The oppressive atmosphere weighed heavily on their hearts as they realized they had walked into the spirit's domain. The vengeful spirit manifested before them, a ghastly apparition that emanated pure malevolence. It revealed its tragic story of betrayal and death, and how it had been wronged by those who once lived in the forest. Determined to set the spirit free and save their friend Mark, the friends performed a ritual to atone for the ancient wrongs. Each of them had to face their darkest secrets and deepest regrets, offering forgiveness and redemption to the spirit. The spirit's form wavered as it absorbed their heartfelt words. A sense of sorrow and remorse washed over them all, and they felt a profound connection with the ancient entity. In a final act of sacrifice, they each offered a treasured possession as a symbol of their sincerity. With a blinding flash of light, the spirit dissolved, and the forest fell silent once more. The curse that had lingered for centuries had finally been broken. Mark was found alive but unconscious, lying at the edge of the forest. The friends returned to civilization, forever bound by the harrowing experience they had shared. Though they had confronted and vanquished the ancient spirit, they knew the memories of that fateful night would forever haunt their dreams. The forest's secrets remained buried, but the friends had learned a valuable lesson. Some legends hold more truth than anyone dares to believe, and the past can cast a long, chilling shadow over the present. Months had passed since the harrowing events in the haunted forest, and the four friends tried to move on with their lives. However, the memories of that night still cast long shadows over their every thought. They had grown distant, haunted by the things they had witnessed and the choices they had made. One evening, Alex received a mysterious letter. The handwriting was eerily familiar, and the content sent shivers down his spine. It spoke of an unresolved darkness that lingered in the forest, even after the spirit's release. The letter warned of unexplained occurrences, strange apparitions, and a sense that the malevolence had not truly left. Determined to find answers, Sarah delved into the history of the forest and the vengeful spirit. She discovered an ancient journal written by a local historian, detailing accounts of inexplicable happenings and mysterious disappearances throughout the centuries. The legend was real, and the spirit had a long history of terrorizing those who dared to enter its domain. Emily, plagued by recurring nightmares, started experiencing unsettling visions while awake. She saw glimpses of the spirit, tormented and restless, seeking something it couldn't find. The forest seemed to call out to her, drawing her back to the haunting grounds. In the midst of their research and growing unease, Mark vanished once again. This time, however, he left behind a cryptic note. It spoke of a calling he could not resist, a pull from the forest that compelled him to return. Despite their fears, Alex, Sarah, and Emily knew they had to venture back into the dark heart of the woods to find their friend. As they entered the forest once more, the air turned thick with tension. The ancient trees seemed to whisper dark secrets, and the ground beneath their feet felt unnaturally alive. The familiar symbols etched on the trees guided them towards the heart of the curse. But each step brought forth dread and anxiety. In the heart of the forest, they found Mark standing before the crumbling shrine. His eyes were vacant, as if under a spell. The malevolent spirit had returned, possessing their friend's body to regain its strength and seek revenge once more. Faced with the spirit's wrath, Alex, Sarah, and Emily stood united, determined not to let history repeat itself. They confronted the spirit and offered themselves in exchange for Mark's freedom. The spirit hesitated, as if touched by their selflessness, and its form wavered. In a moment of clarity, Emily realized what the spirit truly sought: peace. It yearned to find closure for the past and move on to the afterlife. With heavy hearts, the friends shared their newfound understanding with the spirit, offering forgiveness and compassion for the ancient wrongs. The spirit's malevolence slowly subsided, and Mark's body returned to his control. The curse had been broken, not by rituals or offerings, but by the power of empathy and understanding. The forest sighed with relief, and the darkness that had clung to it for centuries finally lifted. As they left the forest, the friends knew that they had forever changed the fate of the haunted woods. Their bond had grown stronger, forged through shared hardship and selfless acts. They had learned that sometimes, true bravery was not about facing the physical horrors but finding compassion and resolution in the face of darkness. In the end, the forest would always be a place of mystery and wonder, but the vengeful spirit was no longer its malevolent guardian. And while the haunting memories would never fade completely, they knew that they would always have each other to lean on, reminding them that even in the darkest of times, there was a glimmer of hope and redemption.